This is the story of a timeline where the world's greatest secret wasn't a treasure, but a survivor. Imagine if Goldie Roger never turned himself in. What if the previous Pirate King actually raised the future Pirate King? Today, we're rewriting history. We're exploring how a single heartbeat could have changed the fate of the entire Straw Hat crew. Would Luffy still want the throne? Would he have mastered the sea before he even turned 10? And most importantly, would he ever have met Sabo? I'm breaking down the entire Roger raised timeline, and trust me, the ending of the Summit War will change everything you know about One Piece. The childhood of kings. In this timeline, Roger's illness is either managed or he simply chooses to spend his final years in hiding on Dawn Island. Instead of being dumped with mountain bandits and fighting wild animals for scraps, Luffy is raised in the shadow of a legend. But there's a massive ripple effect here. The ASL Brotherhood never happens. Because Ace is being raised by his actual father with plenty of resources, he never has to scavenge in the Gray Terminal. He never meets Sabo. Instead, Luffy and Ace grow up together in a brotherhood of peace, listening to Roger's first-hand accounts of the Void Century, the Will of D, and what true freedom actually looks like. Even with Roger as a dad, Luffy's personality is a force of nature. He doesn't want to follow Roger, he wants to surpass him. He still wants that hat. He still wants to be the Pirate King, the rookie who knew too much. Fast forward to age 17. Shanks still makes his visit, still loses his arm to the Sea King to teach Luffy that betting on the new era requires sacrifice. But when Luffy finally sets sail, he isn't a rookie, he's a weapon. Roger and Rayleigh would have made sure Luffy knew the basics of haki before he even left the village. Think about Alabasta. In the original story, Luffy had to lose 3 times to Crocodile just to figure out his weakness. In this timeline, Luffy walks up, activates armament haki, and the fight is over in seconds. Crocodile, a Logia user who relied on being untouchable, gets absolutely humbled by a kid who can already strike his real body. The Sabaody shift events like Enies Lobby still happen because they were driven by Robin's past, not Luffy's strength. Robin still surrenders voluntarily, and the crew still invades the Judicial Island to get her back. Luffy's haki makes the fight with Lucci much shorter, but the bond of the crew remains the same. The real divergence hits at Sabaody. Luffy still punches that celestial dragon, he can't help himself, and Kizaru still descends with the pacifistas. But this time, Luffy isn't struggling, he's cutting through pacifistas like butter. However, Kuma's mission remains. The crew is still too weak for the new world. He still separates them, sending them to their respective islands to grow. The Marineford Massacre. But then, we hit the Great War. Even in this timeline, Blackbeard is a schemer. He manages to capture Ace and hand him to the Marines. In the original story, it was Whitebeard versus the Navy. In this timeline, it's a literal apocalypse. When the execution platform rises, the horizon doesn't just show one Moby Dick. It shows the Oro Jackson alongside it. Imagine the sheer terror in Sengoku's eyes when he realizes he isn't just fighting an aging Whitebeard, he's fighting Whitebeard, Goldie Roger, and Dark King Rayleigh all on the same side. The government realizes that 3 admirals aren't enough. To stop the return of the Pirate King, the Gorosei, and possibly even Emu, would have to step out of the shadows. The war ends in blood. Whitebeard, in a final act of legendary sacrifice, gives his life to ensure the new era survives. Roger grabs Luffy and Ace, using his overwhelming haki to clear a path that the admirals can't close. The aftermath. There is no Impel Down breakout in this version. Luffy never goes to Amazon Lily because he was never truly defeated. He escapes with Roger. This means the legendary romance with Boa Hancock never begins, and the world never sees the evil clown version of Buggy. With Roger back, Buggy returns to his side, becoming a loyal crewmate again instead of a chaotic warlord. The world is now in total chaos. The Pirate King has returned, he has 2 heirs with the Will of D, and the world government has just revealed their hidden hand. But tell me, if Roger, Whitebeard, and Rayleigh all fought on the same field against the Gorosei, who is actually walking away alive? Comment your winner below, because in this timeline, the throne isn't just being sought, it's being protected.